You need to hear the 5 things I wish I knew about running a small business before I started. We've got a lobby full of small business owners, and we're going to share the truth about being a small business owner and the lifestyle on today's program. Welcome to Small Business Mornings. I'm your host, Pat Miller, the Idea Coach. Also on today's show, the new Apple iPhones, the iPhone 15s, man, they're hot. Literally, like they're really hot and people are complaining. We'll share about that story. There's an incredible science story that gives me hope for the number one challenge facing mankind. And we're going to play an interactive game today with our meme of the day. Can you guess which dead celebrity AI has aged? I'll show you their picture as if they were living now, and we'll see if you can recognize them. It's a little bit morbid, but it is going to be fun with our meme of the day. And our question of the day, what task on your to-do list is your villain? Ha 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 ha. You have to do the thing and you don't want to. The boogeyman on your to-do list. We will commiserate with one another when we get there. Small Business Mornings, this is a daily live stream, 9 a.m. Central. It's for solopreneurs and small business owners to get together and realize that there are people out there that are also tired of doing all this stuff by themselves. It gets a lot easier when we get to know one another and we find our like-minded colleagues. It all supports my personal mission and the mission of the Idea Collective. Don't grow it alone. Being a small business owner sounds awesome. You work when you want, you do what you want, you can vacation anytime you want. Whee! But those of us that have done it know how hard and how much work goes into it. I wish someone would have told me these 5 truths before I started my small business. Now, this isn't guessing. We're going to share 5 things that we've observed about being a small business owner, and I wish I would have known them before I started. And good morning, Stephanie and Teresa and Patty and everyone else in the chat. Say hello when you tune in so we can say hello to you as well, and we will want you to weigh in with anything I might miss. These 5 truths will lay the foundation for running a small business that wins. Because everyone that's not running a business, they're thinking, hey, that looks pretty awesome. I want to do that. But there's some truths behind it. So let's fire up the comments and get going. Good morning, Tom. The number one thing, you get to do what you love and you get to live your mission, provided there's a market that wants to pay you to do it. You may feel like your purpose is to wash golf balls for a living. That's great. But there's not a huge market for it. So follow your passion, but make sure you do the research to make sure that people want to pay you to do it. Number 2, don't build a business that only makes money. It has to pay you and fuel your curiosity and passion. If it doesn't, you're going to wake up one day with a great client load, making more money than you've ever made, and realize you've bought yourself a job, not a dream. Make sure you're doing what you love, not just trying to make money. Number 3, this is a big one. You're now a salesperson. If you don't like selling, if you don't want to sell, save your time and go work for somebody else. Nothing happens until something is sold. And if you want to be a small business owner, you must get comfortable with horn tooting and proposal building and client schmoozing. You got to learn to sell and you got to get good at it. And if you don't want to sell, go work for someone else, because sales equals food, and food is good. The number 4 thing, understand that running a small business is a lifestyle, not a job. You're signing up for learning things you don't know how to do and doing work that you don't want to do. When you're running a small business, you're responsible for everything. So get ready to learn and do everything. If that doesn't sound good, this isn't for you. And the fifth thing that I wish I knew before I launched a small business. The small business lifestyle includes risk, volatility, and uncertainty. You will never be comfortable, ever. There are huge rewards, but a boring, consistent life is not one of them. You have to get comfortable being uncomfortable. Those are the 5 things I wish I knew before starting a small business, and hopefully it will help you on your small business journey. Now, for those of you in the comments, good morning, Tom, and everyone else that's here. What did I miss? What are some other business truths or things that we now realize now that we're out building a business that maybe someone should have told us before we decided to say, hey, everyone, I'm going to build my own small business? Because there's a lot that isn't said, and no one teaches us how to do this, right? There's no yeah, you can go to business school, but when I remember business school, it had nothing to do with what I'm doing right now. It taught me some principles and stuff, but business school kind of made me a better corporate employee, not necessarily a small business entrepreneur guy. It didn't really fit. So if you think of something that I missed, drop it in the chat. I thought of a few more beyond the top 5. One of them is money and debt behaves differently in a business than in our personal accounts. And if all you've done is work for someone else your entire life, you need to get comfortable at carrying debt and that business loans are a thing. And sometimes what you need to do is consider going deeper in debt so you can grow the business. That's a little bit different than maybe what Abby and I might do around the house with our credit card or whatever. But money and debt kind of behaves differently. Good morning, Susie. Another one that I thought of is you can't get attached to ideas. And I'm the idea guy. Like attaching to ideas, that's what I do. But you got to get flexible because you may do something that you think is going to work, and then you give it 6 months or however long in the market and you realize this isn't working. You got to be flexible enough to kill it and move on, which hurts to do. Believe me, it hurts to do. I mourned the small business rebellion failing for about 2 weeks, like literally mourned it. It devastated me, but it wasn't working and I had to kill it and move on. Another thing that I wish that I knew, nobody cares. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. The people you meet at networking, they don't care. Your banker doesn't really care as long as you pay him back. And the world at large doesn't care if your small business wins. That's why a peer community like the Idea Collective is so important, because I care if Tom Brousseau wins. I care if Teresa Wilmot wins. I care if Susie Moon or Patty wins. I care. We're invested together. But outside of that, nobody really cares. Tom adds one that success is a long-term journey. That's absolutely true, and it's going to take way longer than you think. Very true. And poor Tom, travel agent. Man, during the pandemic, that poor guy went from killing it to zero. Crickets Palooza for 24 months, Tom. And now you're back killing it, like can't keep up killing it. So good for you. And you got to stick with it. So the journey that we're on is absolutely true. And then the last thing I would share is that you've heard me say this before. Even the people that know what we do don't understand what we do. Our family and friends, they want to support us, but they don't know how to support us. They can't relate with what we're doing. They have no idea what it's like to own your own business and try and build it. But they try, and we love them for trying. But thank you for the effort. You don't get it at all. Jennifer Smith, good morning, friend. How are you? If there's something else that I missed, one of those truths about being a small business owner, I'd love to have you drop it in the comments because I'd love to feature it. Let's move on to the new iPhones. Now, this is not an iPhone. In fact, in my house, Abby and Alex, they are iPhone people, and David and I are Samsung people, and we joke with one another. But the new iPhones are out and they are hot. They are selling. Did you get a new iPhone 15? Did anyone get one? Turns out they are hot, quite literally. There's a report in the Wall Street Journal this morning, as I was looking through it, as I do every day, to make sure that I know what's up just for you. The new iPhone 15, especially the Pro models, are getting super hot as they charge and when they're running intensive apps. How hot? One tester got it up to 112 degrees. Now, that's not burn your hand hot, but that's like, ooh, that's hot. Ooh, right? Like, ooh, that's not right. That's not supposed to be that way. It's not going to keep your coffee warm, but it is a little bit uncomfortable to hang on to. Why is this happening? Well, people are starting to complain. And one theory is the new titanium case that's super sexy that they were talking about. Ooh, now a titanium case, so hot. It may not dissipate heat as easily as the old cases did. Apple has not commented, and this could be a thing. Imagine if the iPhone 15 Pro continues to run this hot. What do you do if you're Apple? You can't just take it to the Genius Bar and swap out the frame. Do you downclock it so it runs slower and doesn't overheat? It sounds like a nightmare to me. Just a nightmare. A nightmare. But if you have a new phone, I hope you're enjoying it, and I hope it's not overheating on you. And Stephanie Kern got the new iPhone 15. Her daughter did. So hopefully it's not running too hot for her. You found Small Business Mornings. It's a daily live stream at 9 a.m. Central for solopreneurs and small business owners who are just tired of doing it all by themselves. So we gather here on the social media and we have a conversation about the news. We laugh, we joke, we get ourselves ready to go take on the Small Business Day. We're building that small business community using the theme, Don't Grow It Alone. I'm your host, Pat Miller, the Idea Coach. There's an incredible science story this morning. And it gives me hope. It makes me think we might figure out all of this stuff just yet. Looking through the National Post this morning, as I do. Good morning, Geck. And this science story caught my eye because there's a new drug that is showing actual results in the labs against the biggest problem facing mankind. The big problem, the thing we need to cure, the one thing that we got to fix, the one thing we should all be diving in on and just pouring in billions of dollars until it's cured, right? Because if this thing was solved, the economy would explode. The quality of life would skyrocket. It's just the biggest challenge to human existence. Curing cancer? No. Regrowing hair. Biggest problem. Needs to get fixed. That's the challenge that the scientific community should be working on. At least I want them to be working on. Anyway, this morning's story isn't about growing hair or curing cancer, but it is pretty incredible anyway, because if they can do this, certainly they can give me some hair and certainly they can cure cancer. You're not going to believe this. There's a new drug, and it's just done with a drug. This is the part that really blows me away. There's a new drug going to human trials. It's so wild. The drug can regrow teeth. Teeth. What? Teeth. Isn't that crazy? So the people that study this, wasting their time not regrowing hair, but the people that study this for some reason, they say that right now on your jaw, even if you don't have teeth, like you lost your teeth, there are still what they called tooth buds. And they would grow into teeth. But in your mouth right now, there are antibodies that tell them to chill out and don't grow. If a drug existed to get rid of those antibodies, the tooth buds would grow. So it suppresses the antibodies. That's what the new drug does. And I want to share a visual with you. All right. Can you picture a ferret? A ferret, right? It's what? The length of my forearm here, right? It's like a little soft, furry rat. Like, what would you think a ferret? How would you describe a ferret, right? A ferret. They've been growing teeth in ferrets since 2018, right? Hi, I'm a ferret. Now I have way too many teeth. That's been happening since 2018. And they are confident enough. Did I say good morning to Gek? Good morning, Gek. You probably know what a ferret is. They're so confident that it works. They're now going to start human trials in 2025. Isn't that crazy? Of all the things you would think a drug could regrow, teeth. Teeth are hard. Like teeth, not blood or antibodies or something, teeth. And if they can figure this out, all kidding aside, think of what that would do for people that probably are lacking some self-confidence, or at least they're aware that their teeth aren't the way that they want them to be. If they could take a drug and the teeth could grow in, wouldn't that be incredible? And the scientists pointed out this opens a third path for people that have gaps in their teeth or they need to grow teeth, because option one are the old school dentures, right? Just pop them in. Number two, dental implants, very popular now. And then number three would be to grow your own. Isn't that incredible? Okay, here's Gek weighing in on ferrets. You say ferrets and do that teeth thing with your hands, and I think Holy Grail in the rabbit scene. Absolutely, right? Sharp, pointy teeth. Yes, thank you, Gek. See, I knew you were cool. Crossing the bridge of death. Is that what it was? The bridge of death? Yeah, I love it. That takes me back to when we play You Ruined It for Everyone. That was a really fun game that we played for a minute. That was the bridge of death. Well, if we can regrow teeth, seriously, come on. And as soon as they find a way to make hair work, I'm so buying it. I'm warning you now. In fact, if you're with me right now, these are the early days. I hope that Small Business Mornings becomes something that every entrepreneur tunes into, and you're one of the founding members. And you're watching this back when I had no hair. Someday I'm going to come on camera, Tom Selleck, right? I'm going to show up just dead sexy. And you're going to go, science figured it out. Because as soon as it works, I'm getting it. I am warning you now. How about we play a game? Speaking of games, we used to play the You Ruined It for Everyone game, which was fun. Today, our meme of the day is a game, and it comes from our director of meme, Abby Miller, your friend, the photographer from Stories Frame Photography. Our meme of the day will be gamified because AI is doing something pretty darn unique. I saw it and thought, that's creepy, and I love it. That's exactly how I responded. Could we not, but do more? And I think you'll feel the same way. AI is aging dead celebrities. What would they look like if they were still alive? And think of some of the icons. And I'll give you the first one so you can get a feel of what's going on. So I'll make a game out of it. I'll show you the first person, what they would look like if they were still alive, and then show them when they died, like their age when they died. And then what we'll do, we'll flip it. I'll show you the old person, and you have to see if you could recognize them. This will be a ton of fun. So fire up your chat fingers because we're going to have some fun. Are you ready? All right, cool. Let's do the first one. So this is the example, okay? So the example is, you know who that is, Freddie Mercury, lead singer of Queen, right? Freddie Mercury, that's about what he looked like when he died in 1991, and this is what AI would make him look like now. Couldn't you see that? I can see that. Freddie. Isn't that wild? Freddie. So the next thing you'll see is I'll show you an aged AI celebrity, and then you have to guess, who did they age? Are you ready? This is going to be fun. You got to have your chat fingers ready and you got to put it in fast. Are you ready? Okay, here we go. Here is the first aged celebrity as our meme of the day. Do you know who that is? I think this one's pretty easy. I put the easiest one first. Any idea who that is supposed to be? AI took a picture of this person and then aged it. This person in AI land is 62 years old, but she died a long time ago. And Geck and Tom nailed it. Princess Di. All right, so that's what she looked like, right? Look at that. Wow. I'm telling you, that one's relatively easy. The next two, not so easy. But that one, relatively easy. That's what she was. That's what she is now. Fun, right? Okay, 2 more to go. I think I have 2 more. Okay, so that's Princess Di. You guys got it. Way too old for early 60s. Yeah, I guess I could see that, Stephanie. Yeah, for sure. And did you watch The Crown on Netflix? The actress they got to play her on The Crown? Whoa. I mean, scary lookalike. Okay, here's what's next. This one, again, I think is kind of easy, but I want you to weigh in. Next, dead celebrity that AI has aged. That person you're looking at is 98 years old, according to AI. Who did AI age? I think you can get this one. I believe in you. I believe in you. I know you can get this one. AI made this person 98 years old, but she died a long time ago. Look at this. Gak and Tom, you guys are good this morning. Marilyn Monroe. Yeah. That's what she looked like there. And this is what she looks like now. Jennifer, are you struggling with this game? Okay. You got to, I find like if you look in like right in by the eyes, that's the part that might give it away. So let's go back to Princess Di, right? See right in like her eyes. Do you see that? Like the shape of the eyes and the shape of the face is kind of the giveaway. And Marilyn's eyes totally gave it away, I thought. All right, Tom and Geck, they're killing it. And Teresa and Jennifer are struggling a little bit, which is unfortunate. But we've got one more. And this one is my favorite one. Okay? This is my favorite one. No, I'm not leaving that photo up there on purpose. You are. All right, this is my favorite one. See if you can get it. Are you ready? Give me someone that died in the 90s. Unfortunately, Jennifer, I will give this one away a little bit. This is not someone that died in the 90s. I'm sorry. When I saw that picture, the first person I thought of is Morrissey from the band The Smiths, because Morrissey kind of looks like that, actually. I'm like, oh my gosh, Morrissey, he's not dead. Oh, wait, they're not doing Morrissey. This person, according to AI, is age 87. Who is it? Paul Newman. Ooh, is he dead? Did he die? I don't even know. Good guess, though. Good guess, Jennifer. Yes, the king, Elvis. Right? That's not the best close-up shot, but I was in a rush this morning, so that's what I grabbed. But yeah, see, there's what he looks like, and then boom. And Patty didn't get anyone. Oh, that's unfortunate. But isn't that crazy? Now, let's pretend that you saw this picture online. Do you have any reason to believe that that's fake? How could you tell that's a fake photo? How could you tell that he's not alive? And you know what would be the trippiest? You know how we've been talking about how Apple has been really curious about not saying anything about AI? Like there's a big hole in Apple's game that AI hasn't been a part of their marketing plan. What if Apple's big reveal in like a Super Bowl ad is Elvis and he's actually alive. Like, this is a real picture. And Apple unveils Elvis in a Super Bowl spot with like an iPhone that's overheating and he can't hold it because it's so hot. Like, maybe that's Apple's long game. They've been setting up that they've had Elvis in a closet for the last 60 years or whatever it's been. But yeah, that's the king. And you are right, Jennifer. You nail it. We will never know again what is real and what's not real. No doubt. There's one more thing, and I don't want to look at Elvis anymore. Let's look at Princess Di. Okay. There's one other thing that's happening when it comes to dead people and AI. These things called ghost bots are now a thing. And a ghost bot is where they take all the communication from someone that passed away, put it into an AI, and then you get to continue to talk with dead people for the rest of your life. So when Mamaw passes away, you can still talk to Mamaw forever. That creepy? Is that kind of creepy? Would that ever give you closure? Or would it feel like they're just, on vacation in Canada? I don't know, someone would vacation in Canada. It's just the first place that came to mind. But, Mamaw went to Toronto. Okay, well, I get to talk to Mamaw forever. But ghost bots are absolutely a thing. And it's something that's coming to you sometime soon. Okay, great job, everyone. That was fun. Let's do our question of the day. And our question of the day is something we're all facing. And yesterday, Erica Flynn came on the show and really addressed the issue around our question of the day. Question of the day is, what is your boogeyman task? What's your boogeyman task? On our buffet of stuff to do, there are things that we like to do, and there are things that we don't like to do, and those things are usually put off. And Erica Flynn was talking about it yesterday, that I'm here because I don't want to do a thing, her boogeyman task. So there's something on your list that you don't feel like doing. What is it? What is the one villain that's on your task list? You need to do it, but you put it off. And you try to get around not doing it, but it's the bad guy in your small business story. Everyone's got one. What is your boogeyman task? Stephanie shares that it is her proposals and estimates. That can get really troublesome. The problem with that, Stephanie, is I'm sure you well know, you can't get the money until you do the proposal. Like, it's directly related to the money. No doubt. Geck, short YouTube videos for sure. That is something. Jennifer shares one that I would think is a good boogeyman task, calling the IRS. That's kind of meta, Jennifer. What's your boogeyman task? My boogeyman task is contacting the boogeyman, right? That's really that's 3D chess you're playing there, Jennifer. And Tom's is anything related to accounting. And if you're watching the show after the broadcast, drop it into the comments. What is your boogeyman task? For me, it's processing email. I look and see what's in the email, but I don't send the emails back. In fact, our friend Tom Brousseau sent me a great email on Monday, and I haven't replied. Bad person. Bad person. I need to go through my email today. So, Tom, I'm committing to you. I will get back to you. And then blogging is another thing. We have a great small business blog for the Idea Collective that's open to any member to publish on. And I need to do more blogging. And then detail work. Oh my gosh. If I'm not creating something new, I don't want to do it. That's why the planet needs Susie Moons, by the way. I delegate a lot of stuff to our friend Susie Moon. Everyone needs a Susie Moon in their life to do the boogeyman task that you don't feel like doing. So now that we've talked about what is the boogeyman, let's talk about okay, how do we get by it? How do we actually do the thing that we don't want to do? Sometimes it's a mind game and sometimes it's a strategy, but what do you do to get yourself past the boogeyman? You actually do the thing. I have done no coffee till it's done. Now that is torture. That is cruel and unusual punishment where I wake up, start the coffee maker, get to the desk, and I can't go get the sweet nectar of life until the project is done. I sit here and I hear the coffee maker beep its siren song. Pat, your meaning of life is ready. And I can't get it because I'm doing the stupid boogeyman task. I've done that before. That kind of sucks. Don't do that. That one's kind of mean. Geck, he hits on one of them. Batch them up. Get them all done in one shot. That way you might have an afternoon that sucks, but one afternoon sucks, not every afternoon sucks. That's really good, Geck, is to batch all of your unwanted tasks into one spot, for sure. What about rewards? Do we have rewards that we love? Going to get a massage maybe, or having a cold beer at the end of the day, which I know Tom Brousseau does. Like, do we have a reward that we like to give ourselves? There's got to be something. Oh yeah, Jennifer stays in her PJs for sure. That's the way to get it done. Be comfortable, get it done. Rewards are good. Batching is good. But similar to what we were just talking about, delegation. That's the best way to do it. The easiest way to get rid of your boogeyman task is to get rid of the task altogether and hire someone who likes doing boogeyman tasks. Again, back to everyone needs a Susie Moon. If you're not running with a VA or a contractor on your team, you're putting this whole entrepreneurship thing on a hard mode. There are people on the planet that love to do what you hate. Find them because they're less expensive than you think, and they will do the boogeyman tasks for you. A few announcements before we wrap up shop today. We are headed back to Madison. If you're watching the show in or near Madison and you want to get together for in-person networking and a live idea slam brainstorm, we are coming to Madison on October 4th. Madison, Wisconsin, 10 to 11:30. The Creative Connections Madison will be there. Free to register, free to participate, and you can sign yourself up for the 2-week free trial challenge inside the Idea Collective when you attend. The one and only Susie Moon is leading that meeting on the 4th of October. And we are coming to Milwaukee on the 9th of October. We're going to hang out at our friends Bank 59 here in Brookfield. We're going to drink free beer. We're going to create some ideas. We're going to get to know one another. If you're hungry for that in-person connection, you really need to come to the Idea Collective Creative Connections on October 9th. And speaking of places you need to be, what do you think about the conference? Are you coming to the conference? You've seen how good the conference is going to be, right? You haven't? Let's see it now. Picture an event that takes small business conferences to the next level. Hands-on workshops, engaging big-time speakers, and a limited number of seats so you can build real relationships during an unforgettable weekend.
It's that amazing combination of fun and learning and development and inspiration and goal setting. It's one of the things I look forward to most every year.
This group gets it. Suddenly you're not chronically unique. People know you, they understand you, they get you, and they want to see you succeed. I've been to a lot of other events and conferences, and none of them feel like this.
My business wouldn't be where it is today without it. Just getting that knowledge from some nationally known, internationally known folks that I can add into my own process or own repertoire is really, really beneficial.
The speakers that the community brings in are just rock star phenomenal.
Idea Collective, I don't think I got it until I was here. And I want you to know for real what that means to me.
Small business owners were coming from throughout the world, right? It's not just a Wisconsin gig, it is throughout the world.
I've traveled the world, guys. I've never experienced a community like this one.
And we need this as business owners that want to grow. You need people like this.
It's a must-have. Bookmark it on your calendar.
This is the Idea Collective at its finest.
You're invited to the 2023 Idea Collective Small Business Conference presented by Bank 59. Man, I cannot wait. Are you going to be there, Tom Brousseau? You got to come. This event Gak, come on, bro. This event is the difference maker. It's the anchor on the calendar for everyone that believes in the Don't Grow It Alone mission. Marcus Lemonis is our keynote speaker this year. We're talking about people, product, and process. And then he's going to do live laser coaching for people in the room. You saw Megan Riley and Hallie Brooke and workshops led by the community. I'm telling you, the conference this year, it's going to be our best one yet. This is year 3, and the reviews have been fantastic. This is the event to come to. So if anything we're doing here makes sense, getting hardwired into the group and experiencing a small business conference like no other, this is the place you got to be. And is it okay to say it's the fun one? I mean, of all the business events, this one's actually a lot of fun. It's kind of like this show. We'll learn some stuff, but it's really about getting to know people and really having, as my dad would say, almost too much fun. So I hope to see you at the Small Business Conference of the Year, 4-star Grand Geneva Resort in early November. It's going to be great. All right. That's the link I meant to share. What a dope. There's the link to the conference. What an idiot. All right, I'm Pat Miller, the Idea Coach. I've got boogeymen to go slay. I've got an oil change to do today. Blah. And a whole bunch of other stuff that needs to get done. I hope that you have a productive and effective day of getting it all done. And we'll be right back here tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. Central. And what do we do on Fridays? What do we do on Fridays? We celebrate our wins. So go make a few wins. Join us back here Monday morning, 9 a.m. for Small Business Mornings.